last night, Andrea talked about the little girl
Mm-hmm.
who was joyful.
Mm-hmm.
And earlier, Maureen had navigated some things from the past in her life. And I had always thought that if my little girl joined me, I would be dealing with difficult, dark things. But when Andrea was speaking, you said that Sharon has difficulty with joy, but I've had so much difficulty with trust. And what came to me, I didn't even know until it came to me how young I was at the time. I was 2.5, but my sister, who was 6 years older, took me around our new neighborhood to look for my lost teddy bear. And of course, it wasn't lost in the neighborhood, but I was so little I didn't understand. But the memory was the realization that when I really needed it, I had someone who loved me that I could trust. And that's what happened for me last night in the Satsang. It's like I re-embodied, or I don't quite understand what happened.
Mm.
I don't really understand.
Mm.
I just know that some trust in life came into me.
Mm.
And what I've been struggling with since our last connection was being with uncertainty and that space of not knowing, having lost all my belief and everything will be fine, which was an attempt, I guess, to overcome the mistrust in the universe and everything else. And whatever happened last night, you said to Andrea to feel, and I don't have a sensation, like a physical sensation, but it's like what happened for me, it was like I felt like I was walking beside my sister. She was holding my hand. And it was like this complete feeling of trust. And I don't know if I ever remembered that I'd had that trust. I forgot I had that trust once. But it's what you said to Sharon about the safe ground. I've never felt I had a safe ground.
Yeah.
I just felt, we talked one time not long ago about panic, and I was going like, well, I've had a pretty easy life, like really, sort of. Well, maybe not. but the issue of trust, all of my force, all of my energy has gone to try to make other people safe so I would feel safe.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I was so busy all the time. And with this feeling of trust, I just feel like I can rest.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It sounds so silly, but I've never been able to just rest.
It's meaningful to you.
Yeah.
Like when you know you can rest within, it's like that even feeling again and again reminding you to trust more, rest more, rest more. And this resting within it's like you arriving back into yourself in your own safe ground.
Yes.
It's not a intellectual way safe, but it's a knowing way. It's a safe.
Yeah. Because of my grieving about the environment and the wars, and it was all this externalizing of really this deep, deep, deep feeling of not being safe,
Yeah.
which, comes from earlier than that 2.5. But this fact, the word fact doesn't cover it. I don't understand how to convey that deep feeling of trust and of knowing that I am loved, I am cared for, everything. There's goodness, there's deep, deep, there's a ground.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like as it.
Yeah.
So you don't go too much in the story,
Yeah.
but more toward what is so meaningful came within you.
Yeah. Yeah. What came was just this knowing, just knowing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I've been so jealous of people who didn't seem to have those childhood issues that I had. And now it doesn't matter.
Mm.
It doesn't matter.
Yes. Because this tiny helps you.
Yeah.
And more you trust in this tiny, you don't go into the story to make it big or anything flowery. It's just tiny within.
Yeah. And at the core of it is love. What I felt was love in that love.
Meaningful.
Yeah. Before that, about a week earlier, I had a dream about a woman giving birth, but it wasn't really about the woman, it was about the baby. And the vagina was very wide and the baby's head was very large. She was a girl, she was Asian, and she was being born. And she was saying, before she was even fully born, she said, I'm ready to drink now. I'm ready to receive. It was like she was ready to receive something. And I thought, what a strange dream. Like seeing this child being born and her readiness to receive what she needed.
Are you receiving?
I am. Then it's just like I wrote the dream down. I thought, this is a really weird dream. But I did receive. I did. And I am receiving. And I'm willing to receive.
Yeah. It's like a sir again and again. It's like a keep your fist toward the meaning.
Yeah.
Even the feeling. Don't worry about if you don't feel. It's not about that way feeling, but keep your fist toward it as its meaning and feeling.
Yeah. I feel more vulnerable and more willing to be vulnerable than I've ever felt in my life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like when you feel safe within, you open to kiss what is more than you,
Yeah.
what is deeper than you. What is unknown to you.
Yeah, I've been running away from anything I was afraid of, which was pretty much everything. And now I can just open. It's a very unfamiliar feeling, but it feels wonderful. I feel in my hands, I feel very light. My hands feel really light.
Wonderful.
But a different way to work on the doing personality. This is just a flash from the old counselor self. It's like what happens from inside, from so much. But being in the satsang, listening to people's connections, and being present with each person, and sometimes it's very difficult. Sometimes it's very difficult. I had a really hard time Wednesday night. I went to a really negative place, but I just stayed with it
Mm-hmm.
because I made that commitment a long time ago. Choose yes, choose yes, choose yes. And then Thursday was half hard, and then Friday was fantastic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I know, like, I know I can't hold a state. I know I can't hold an experience, but I can certainly know what it means to trust.
Yes. Yes. Because even in this meaningfulness, your commitment became meaningful to you as well.
And see how important it was, like a lifeline in a really stormy sea on a ship.
Yes. Yes.
I just kept, was like a really, yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because without the commitment, the person wants to run away.
Yeah. Because
From
it's
this.
or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or I don't know what's going on, or
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And deep, and the deepest part of me, I don't even know where that part is, but I know how deep it is knowing that this is like what you said to Amandeep, I'm here. This is my life. I feel like you're right in my heart. And all of the people who are so brave and so patient and so strong and so caring, showing up and being present, whether it's online or whether it's in person, bringing all of the complicated parts of themselves and just showing up. It's not fun.
Yes. It's not.
No.
But it's real.
Yeah. And that's what I've wanted right from the very, very beginning, is real. Yeah. I feel like I've come home. Home in my body, but home in my being as well. And it's safe to be home.
And this is welcoming you.
Feel like get a big warm embrace. I do feel.
With the hundreds of kisses.
With which? With what's that?
With the hundreds of kisses.
Hundreds of kisses. That's so sweet. When you were talking to Sharon, that joy and that communion with her, just the baby. And it's like the world is kissing, being alive and present in that way. Yeah. Each one of us. Gentle, warm, loving. Yeah.
Is when we arrive in this safe ground, then we are capable to grow from here.
Yeah, I knew I was in the split, but I didn't know how to get away from it. I was desperate, but I still didn't know what to do,
Yeah.
just kept showing up. I have a multi-level understanding of the word joining. Physical, emotional, mental, being, joining. There's something joining that I don't understand.
Yes. Such a meaningful way.
Yeah. The little me was afraid of getting lost in something. Sounds ridiculous now because it's like
When this universe is my home, all I know, I have a big home.
And lots of family in it with me. I'm not alone. Yeah. There's just such a,
My beingness can expand in this, but it's so spacious.
I find I'm in it, whatever it is. And then the minute I try to understand it or name something, then I lose that feeling of openness and beingness.
Yes. See, it's tiny understanding, which is so meaningful.
Mhm. I can actually feel my mind wanting to analyze and then just say no to it. I can also see little bits of anxiety about how unfamiliar this all is. I'm really not used to this kind of,
Spaciousness.
It's like I was listening to one radio station my whole life, and the whole sky opened up. There's a lot of amazing, I don't know what they are, but it's just like, wow.
Mhm.
But I was holding on to that one signal. Be careful, be careful, be careful. I'm trying to fix everything to make, the tower fell over. I don't know. Great, I never understood how you could have the stamina and the patience and all of that you embody to me. And I saw you as Tara and Kuan Yin for so long. And what gives me tremendous sense of safety and peace now is I understand you're not an anomaly. You're in this. You're part of all of whatever this is. You're nurtured and nourished, and the word embedded is the wrong word, but I don't know what it is. But you're connected. You're within. You're the whole thing. And before I saw you as an outpost, a lonely outpost, giving us all these directions to try and get us somewhere, right? But
I am all. I don't reject or accept.
As is. It's to me, I don't know why. As is. We're not big enough yet to understand what this is, but I feel like I'm ready to keep expanding.
Yes, in this readiness, open to kiss the difficulties.
Which are the words on Marilyn's quotations of you this month, and I didn't like them at all. I don't want to kiss the difficulties, I said as I turned the page for May. Kiss the difficulties. I thought, why would you kiss the difficulties? Yeah.
When you consciously choosing is so meaningful.
Mm. Mm.
It's like you opening the door to the unknown.
Yeah.
Which as a difficulties. Then I'll meet the difficulty. I can question the difficulty. I can go up and down a little bit in the difficulty. But I also know I'm choosing.
Yes.
My choices are much bigger than my difficulties. So then it helps me to move through the difficulties.
My choice is much bigger than my difficulties. Thank you.
The moment you make a choice, you know.
Yes.
This does not mean you're going to choose fearless way.
No.
You're going to choose in the midst of the fear.
Mm. Mm. And resistance and resentment and
Yes.
yeah.
But choosing in
Yeah.
the midst of it.
Yeah.
When you're choosing in the midst of it, it shows you what you can do. It shows you all the other things cannot stop you in that moment.
Right.
When you know those things cannot stop you, if you can make a choice one time, you can choose again. This is how you begin to step. You can begin to step up and you can begin to step down. But in the midst of everything, When we are in the midst of everything choosing, we just beginning to relate what is much more real. Then the magicalness. This reality, this choosing in the midst of everything is encouraging me to be in the more. Is keeping my face toward what is higher than my present moment.
Mhm. Love, a deeper sense of trust in myself as well as trust.
Both ways.
Yeah. I trust that I can and will and do choose wisely and well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not every moment, probably, I'm sure I'll make mistakes, but ultimately I do know the direction that I'm choosing.
It's like in this, there is no mistake.
Oh, okay.
This mistake teach me much more than not making mistake.
Huh.
I trust that.
So when I feel like I've misused energy or gone down a wrong road, I just look at it as an opportunity to learn. I've
You
actually,
already have learned.
well, I have. Unfortunately, I repeated some mistakes many times, but yeah. Yeah, that trust is really, really sobering.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because you're here,
yeah,
present.
yeah. I'm not wishing and hoping and creating magical worlds. Yeah. It was so painful when I lost that belief that everything was just all going to work out. It was so painful. I was writing in my diary, I don't know how to go on. I don't know how to live like this. I don't know how.
You live real way.
I live which?
Now you live real way.
Real way. Yeah. 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 I kept making that choice, but it was like so much confusion. It's like, because it was such an old and long, deep pattern. Yeah.
And to you, it's a really, really meaningful because you know.
Yeah.
Your knowing is even clear in this moment because of your mistakes.
Ah, okay. Okay, because at my age, one can, I will admit, sometimes feel like I've wasted the last 50 years. You know?
You cannot be different.
Okay. That's helpful. It really is. I can forgive myself. It feels like I've been
Yes.
really slow.
Because wherever we are coming from,
Yeah.
wherever, it need to be exhausted.
That's a good word. It's exhausted, all right. Yeah, I kept over the years, each time I would come to a place of exhaustion and you would just nod and go, yeah, well, that's what you need to be. And I thought, why can't I just get it? But yeah, I have to be finished with those things. I have to just know that they don't work. Yeah. Huh.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. Oh, this is an honest feeling of freedom. I had never thought freedom would feel like this. Because I don't know anything. Like I hope there's just question marks everywhere, but they're not worrying me. The question marks aren't bothering me at all. That's okay. Yeah. Many years ago, Gurpreet, in a connection, I had told you that I'd made a list, some affirmation thing about looking for the perfect partner. And then about a day or two later, I read over the list and I realized that the list completely applied to you. And I laughed and laughed because, of course, it was like, oh, this person that I could be real and honest with and open and trust and all of that, that's you. And then I stopped looking for somebody outside as a partner. It's like, yeah, I don't need that. I've got this. Yeah. Yeah. All the qualities, all the beingness, all the direction, all the.
And you see what you're hungry for.
Yeah. True love. A love that is beyond any love that you can describe.
Yes.
Yeah. But when you're in that love, it encompasses everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's the widest, deepest, most inclusive, whatever. The word love just, yeah, it just holds everything. It includes everything.
Yes.
No wonder we can kiss the difficulties. It's okay. Yeah. Because part of me over this last month, you said if you have a concern, put it in your heart. And I kept putting this concern in my heart, but my mind was going, well, when is it going to be fixed? It was like, okay, if I put it in here, when is it going to have a check mark? I had an agenda. So I'm going to kiss that difficulty. Yeah.
One day it'll soften you, it'll soften your heart.
It did start. Again, in the satsang last night, I had some some love and inclusion of one of the real negative things that I was carrying towards someone. And it something softened, and there was something, it was really amazing.
Yes.
So that violence that I've dealt with for so long, it was like dropping.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought, really? But it just kept, the person came in anyway. It just seems to happen. Like I can't make it happen. Like I tried really hard, but last night it was just like certain people just came in, and I wasn't planning to put them in.
Yes. When you are ready and present. Then the newness takes place.
Because I just was present, and then it just came in.
Mm-hmm.
It saves so much energy. Self-hatred, self-blame, I'm so bad, why do I feel this way, blah, blah, blah. Oh. The love we have for the people in the satsang and hearing their stories and knowing what's happening in their lives, it's such a, I don't understand, but it's part of the expanding.
You see?
Yeah. Yeah. Each person, as they come to whatever they're coming to, there's such a celebration inside.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like a little girl right now. I feel new.
You are.
Yeah.
This is where you're speaking from.
Yeah. From this place, it doesn't matter that I don't know.
Yes. It's in this space. Everything is there.
Yeah. filled up. That's why the grabber doesn't make any sense, because we don't need to grab anything. Anything we actually need is given. But I guess we don't know that. So
In this vastness, everything is there. Because we don't understand the word or this knowing is vast, which is vast we can't grab. What is narrow is our own thinking, believing, misunderstanding.
even the idea of separation is misunderstanding.
Yes, misunderstandings creates the separation.
Yeah.
And what is vast is here and now.
Why am I blind to that most of the time? Why do I not?
So I'm coming from the creation. When I recognize this creation, then it allows me to return back to where I'm coming from originally.
Recognize the creation? Is that what you said? Did you say when I recognize the creation? Huh.
My thoughts are creating all the time. My
Yeah.
energies are creating all the time. The force are tossing me around. My beliefs, my memories. I'm just all lost in them.
Yeah.
So I need to find my way. So when I begin to find my way, all I see is my creation, my attachments, my beliefs, my memory, my forces.
Being quieter. Some of those things fall away. Some of them. Being quieter, some of those things drop away or fall away or spread away. And then there's more of that.
Yeah. What is falling away is our illusions, beliefs.
Yeah.
a capacity to be awake, to become sober. More I'm becoming sober, I can see myself where I'm at.
Yeah.
The state my beingness is experiencing.
And when I see that fear or that delusion, when I see it, it seems to be part of what dissolves it. When I see the delusion, or I really experience and face the fear or face the resistance, it's like it crumbles, sort of.
Yeah, it's like it depends the state of the beingness. It's like when you're ready, you complete in that understanding of this resistance. It crumbles, just dissolves.
Yeah. You know, what I'm noticing is so much has happened that just landed or came in or dissolved.
You becoming, it's like you said it earlier,
Yeah.
you feel like there's a newness.
Yes.
You feel like you're different now.
Yes. I
You
feel
are
like
different.
I feel so much more open. So I
Yes.
think the trust was an absolutely fundamental piece of this, because with the trust I can just be open and things can go or soften or dissolve that I was wrestling with before. And it was my wrestling that was holding them. Yeah, but they're just, I kept thinking it would take me another 50 years to sort of, I don't have another 50 years, you know. And now I feel like I'm in this newness, like a bud on a bush, sort of, not to use too many images, I know, but just there's space around me and there's something to unfurl. But the unfurling will happen. That's what's so new to my understanding. Yeah. Wow. Very different. Very different than all this trying and doing and thinking, analyzing. Wow. That's partly what's so new, is just this understanding that I really am not the doer. Wow.
Yes.
Ah, I understand that sentence in a whole different way now from inside. I kept saying, I'm not the doer, I'm not the doer. And I tried to believe it, but I didn't understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really am not the doer. Wow. And nor do I need to be. So, wow. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
That's a very good thing. Thank you so much, Gurpreet.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow. I got a bottle of wine last night. Thank you so much.